Last week, I beat Pokemon X and Y with Serena's anime team. This week, I'm gonna be challenging myself to beat Pokemon Platinum while doing a randomizer Nuzlocke. I've actually never completed a Nuzlocke before, let alone a randomized Nuzlocke, so I believe this would be both difficult and interesting. Today, we're gonna be finding out if I can beat a Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke with a randomizer. With that being said, let's get right into the rules I'll be implementing on myself. Any Pokemon that faints after the Nuzlocke starts is considered dead and you can't use it anymore. I can only catch the first Pokemon I see in a route. I have to name every Pokemon I catch to feel connected with them, and the Nuzlocke officially starts when I get Pokeballs. And not only that, I'm gonna be adding 2 additional rules to make this challenge a little harder for myself. Some of which being I cannot use a legendary Pokemon, but my opponents can to make it a lot harder for myself. And I could only use 3 items per battle. It's not really that visible, but I still applied it anyways. Do you guys think I'll be able to beat this challenge? You have to watch until the end to find out. If you guys enjoy my content, please be sure to subscribe since it's free, and you guys can always unsubscribe later. And without further ado, let's get right into this challenge. After naming myself Aqua and my rival Trash, I head to Route 201 to get our first Pokemon. I chose the adorable Shroomish and named it Skewer. After that, we have our first rival battle, and this is how it goes. I lost already.
Amazing start.
Oh, this is going off to a great start. After doing some basic story stuff like going to Professor Rowan's lab and buying some Pokeballs at the Pokemark, the Nuzlocke officially starts. I head back to Route 201 to find our first Pokemon, and we find this. Not anything that could kill me. Oh! Welcome Flameo to the team. A huge necessity already. We head home to tell Mom about the amazing journey we're gonna do. It's my little Trash here. After that, I headed to Lake Verity where we encounter Wartortle. Again, a really good Pokemon for the team. I named it Dread because of all the pain it caused while I tried catching it. I head to Route 202 where I ran into this. What? When we made it to Jubilip City, we fought clowns for the new Apple Watch. And just outside the city, we decided to have another rival battle with Trash. I was able to knock out his Clefairy using Flameo using 2 embers, and Dread was able to knock out his Doduo without any problems, winning us the battle. So far so good. In Route 203, I ran into Voltorb and gladly took it, naming it Imposter in the process. Then we head to Orberg City for our first gym badge. On our way there, a literal child challenged us to battle him to see if we're strong enough to fight the gym, and he pulled this out. What Pokemon do you have? You have 2? You have 1, okay. Excuse me, what? Thankfully, we were able to knock it out without anyone dying, but holy was that stressful. We head to Orberg Cave for a new encounter, and we found Muffet, the Ariados. While being in Orberg Mines, I ran into Gabite, which is really good, right? Oh my god. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my god. Oh my god! Well, he will one-hit all my Pokemon with Dragon Rage, so I had to get the f*** out of there before losing this challenge. I'm so sorry, Muffet, for failing you. You deserved a lot better than that. I head to Orberg Gym and I'm pretty afraid of the battle, but surprisingly, Rourke wasn't that bad. He sends out Flosslass, which I was able to knock out with Flameo using Ember. He sends out Macargo, which was an absolute joke to Dread. Then he sends in Togepi, which Imposter was able to take care of with a couple of Sonic Booms, winning us a battle and earning us a Coal Badge. And not only that, Flameo evolved into Quilava, making him a lot stronger. After all that, I head to west of Jubilip City to get a new member. We caught a Dodrio, which I named Witter. After that, we headed north and we ran into weird adults with weird spacesuits. I battled them with relative ease, they weren't that bad, and we head forth to Eterna City. In Ravert's Path, we ran into... Oh! I captured it and named it Sparky. Original, am I right? I head east of Floroma Town where we see Team Galactic trying to steal power from windmills. Excuse me, a Groudon? While we were here, I met one of the Team Galactic admins, Mars, and it was going well. I was able to knock out her Armaldo with Dread using Water Gun. She sends out her Heatran, which I thought it would be easy to knock out with Dread, but this happened. No, 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 what? No, he got a crit! What the heck? I was able to knock it out with Imposter, but losing Dread was just really disappointing. Thank you for being on my team, Dread. You will be missed. I headed to Route 205 for another encounter, and I found a feraligator. I caught it and named it Crocs. Thank God we found a replacement for Dread already. I head to Eternal Forest, and let's just say I hate double battles where I can't control the other Pokemon. The AI is garbage sometimes. While in a battle with Cheryl, for most of the battles, instead of attacking any Pokemon, she would just use Growth and Sand Attack, leaving me to deal damage to both of the Pokemon. And because of this, I had to sack off Imposter to win the battle. Luckily, no one died after this, but let's just say I didn't have a good time in here. While we were here, we ran into Magneton. I'll name you Zappy. We finally made it out of that hell and we made it to Eternal City, where the next gym is gonna be. When most of my Pokemon reached level 20, we attempted to battle the gym trainers, and honestly, they weren't that bad. Before battling Gardenia, Skewer evolved into Breloom. We are definitely ready for this battle now. She sends out +1 and I send in Flameo to knock it out with 2 Flame Wheels. She sends out Zigzagoon and I kept Skewer in to knock it out with 1 Mach Punch. So far so good. And she finally sends out her final Pokemon, Alakazam! Of course, I was pretty scared of the damage that this thing can do, but luckily I was able to knock it out with Sparky using Confuse Ray. Alakazam was just hitting himself over and over again, which was fucking awesome! Thanks to Confuse Ray, we were able to win the battle and obtain the Forest Badge. After that whole fiasco, I head north of Eternal City where Team Galactic's hideout is. I beat the grunts with relative ease.
Oof.
Oh. Okay, so we meet another Team Galactic admin, and apparently she wants to free Pokemon, whatever that means. Anyways, we had a battle with her, and it wasn't really that bad. She sends out her Spinarak, trash, but okay. And Wither was able to absolutely destroy it with 1 peck. She sends out her Bastiodon, which I was able to knock out with Skewer. This battle was extremely easy, and she should feel bad about that. I hit Route 206, and I battled all the trainers along the way. Who names him son John? Ooh, nice.
I don't know who names their son.
Parents that love their son very, very much. Okay? After making my way through the routes, I finally made it to Hearthstone City, where the next gym is gonna be. After some story stuff about Pokemon contests or something, I don't really care about that. I immediately head to face the gym. I sped ran my way to Fantina, and now it's time to face her. She sends out her Chimchar, which I used Wither to knock out with a couple of pecks. She sends out Electrike, which Skewer was able to knock out with a Mach Punch and Headbutt. And she sends out her last Pokemon, Machamp, which I thought would be extremely easy for Wither to take out, but... No! We got a Croc!
Aww.
I was able to knock it out with Crocs, but it didn't help the fact that I was livid after that exchange. I'm actually devastated, but despite that, we got the Relic Badge. I headed to Route 209, but I rudely got interrupted by Trash for another rival battle. He sends out Hoot and I send out Sparky to knock it out without any problems with Thundershock. The AI suddenly became weird and thought it would be a good idea for him to send out Doduo, which again was easy to take out with 1 Thundershock. He sends out Caterpie, which Skewer was able to knock out with a couple of headbutts. The randomizer was making this way too easy, and he sends out his only decent Pokemon, Gorado, which Flameo was able to make quick work of, finishing the battle. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of a joke. I can finally look for another encounter, and this is what happened. Please don't use the fire type move. I'm so... Live! No! What the hell?
That's number 5.
For some reason, I thought it'd be a good idea to try paralyzing a ground type. And he killed Sparky because of that. I'm not even mad. This was my fault and I'm just disappointed. Of course I got it. Even though I kinda hate it right now. And I replaced Sparky with the Magnemite I caught earlier, Zappy. I made my way to the routes where I head to the Lost Tower, for another encounter of course. We ran into Dusclops and I named it Uwu, because I'm actual cringe. After that, I made my way to Celestian Town and we head to the Celestian Ruins for another encounter. I will name you Ulo, which is head in Tagalog. While exploring Route 210, I ran into Pidgeotto, which I named Skyward. After exploring Route 215 and running into literal Satan... What the... I ran into... I made my way to Wellstone City, home of the 4th gym badge. I immediately head to the gym where I destroyed the gym trainers without any problems. And now it's time for Maylene. She sends out Clefable, and after a few close calls, we were able to knock it out with Zappy thanks to Sonic Boom. She sends out Wormadam, which Flameo absolutely destroys with Arson, and now it's her last Pokemon, Latios, which I was not expecting. Luckily for us, it wasn't that bad, because she kept using Dragon Breath over and over again, and Crocs destroys it with a couple of Shadow Claws, winning us a battle and getting us a Clawbo badge. After that, we were informed that Team Galactic took Dawn's Pokédex for some reason. We had a double battle with them and got it back. We were able to destroy them to get it back without any problems. Zappy, Skewer, Flameo, and Uwu were able to stop them, and with a little help with Dawn's Pokemon. We head to the Team Galactic hideout and we will need to explore it again in the future. But for now, let's go head to Route 214. While there, we absolutely destroy most of the trainers in the area. In the Ruined Maniac Cave, we ran into Steptile. I caught it and named it Geico. We head to Battle Lakefront and this happens. Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh.
An Aerodactyl! No! I thought I had bite! I thought I had bite! Oh. When I got to Pistoria City, I realized I needed to grind up a little bit just to match up with the gym. But before that, I head to the Safari Zone to get another encounter. I found a Whoopworm named Aditto. Why? Because it's hilarious. While grinding up, Ulo evolved into Rampardos and Zappy evolved into Magnezone. I stopped grinding when most of my Pokemon got to level 36. After all that, we could finally make it to the gym, where we get rudely interrupted by Trash. He sends out Donphan, which Skewer was able to knock out by spamming Bullet Seed. He sends out the double himself Garchomp, and I was able to knock him out with 2 Ice Fangs with Crocs. Luckily, it wasn't too bad dealing with him. He sends out Dodrio, and I send out Ulo to take care of it with a couple of Zen Headbutts. He sends out Sudowoodo, and I knock it out with Skewer using Force Palm, winning us the battle. Surprisingly, his Pokemon weren't that bad this time. Now it's time to face the gym, and beating the gym trainers are pretty easy. The only trainer left is Wake, but that shouldn't be that hard. He sends out Magmortar, and I used Flameo to knock it out by using Swift. He then sends in Ludicolo. This was hard to knock out. He would use Tri Attack every time, and I would either get paralyzed or burnt, and this was really annoying. The RNG gods weren't on my side. I finally sent out Uwu to knock it out, since he could barely do any damage to me, and after a couple of Shadow Punches, we were able to knock it down. He then sent out his last Pokemon, Wallorain, which was pretty easy. We were able to knock it out with a couple of Thundershocks from Magneton, winning us a battle and getting us a Fin badge. After that, we hear a bomb explode and we see the Team Galactic member that's responsible for it. I chase him down and he challenged us to a battle. After knocking out his Infernape, Flameo the Quilava evolved into a Typhlosion. Our team is starting to look really good right now. After dealing with that, Cynthia gave us a secret potion so we can help her out with the Psyducks back at Route 210 with their headache problems. And she also wants us to deliver something to her grandma. We can finally progress to north of 210. After exploring for a little bit, we finally made it to Selexic Town where her grandma is. While we're there, I fished for another encounter and I caught a Hoot Hoot and named it Owl because I'm not original at all. Once again, Team Galactic's being a nuisance. At this point of the game, they're pretty annoying to run into. After dealing with the grunts, we have our first fight with Cyrus. He sends out his Fiona and I send out my Sappy. After a few Thundershocks, I was able to knock him out. Shocker. He sends in Shifty, which Flameo made easy work of. Finally, he sends in his last Pokemon, Machamp. This is pretty funny because he legitimately cannot attack Uwu at all. Because of that, I was able to knock it out after burning it and using Shadow Punch, winning us a battle and making this battle pretty easy. We head back to Twin Leaf Town for another encounter. We found a Blastoise and named it Dreaded to honor our past friend. After that, we head west of Jubilife City for another gym badge. We made it to Canalib City, where on our way to the gym, we have yet another rival battle with Trash. He sends in Shiftry, which Flameo was able to knock out with 1 Lava Plume. He sends in Gyarados, which was kinda concerning, but thank god he didn't have Earthquake and I was able to knock it out with Zappy using a few Thundershocks. It was a really close call though. He sends in Rapidash, which Crocs absolutely destroys with a few Serps. He sends in Dodrio, which Ula was able to knock out with a couple of returns, and now he sends in his last Pokemon, Yuxi. With a couple of attacks from Uwu, we were able to knock it out, winning us the battle. He wasn't that much of a threat this time, but at least his Pokemon were decent. With that out of the way, it's time to face the gym. The gym trainers weren't that much of a problem, so let's just talk about our battle with Byron. He sends in Machamp and I send in Uwu, so he won't be able to attack me. At all. But before being able to knock it out, he sends in Blaziken, which I was easily able to knock out with Crocs with Surf. He sends out Mamoswine, which was an easy KO with Skewer using Force Palm. And finally, it's just his Machamp. We were able to knock it out with Uwu with a combination of Will-O-Wisp and Shadow Punch. making the battle pretty easy and getting us the Mind Badge. After that, we head to the library to talk to Professor Rowan, Trash, and Dawn about Rowan's research on Pokemon evolution and needing to work on the Pokedex for it. During our conversation, another fucking bomb blows up thanks to Team Galactic. We then decided to go to all 3 lakes to see what that's all about. I head to Lake Valor to see Team Galactic up to no good once again. Punch, that'd be really good, but it only has how many PP? Shut up. And when we made it to Valor Cavern, we have another battle, this time with Saturn. This guy is a 3rd Team Galactic admin, and he kinda looks like Cyrus. He sends out Ninetales, which I was supposed to knock out with Ulo using Return, but then he got lucky and I got burned. So I switched into Crocs to finish him off with Surf. Next, he sends out his Hitmonchan, which Ulo was able to take out with a combination of lowering his attack with Will-O-Wisp and Shadow Punch. Next, he sends out his last Pokemon, Shuckle, which was easily knocked out with Surf, winning us the battle. After that, we headed into Lake Verity, where we ran into Team Galactic once again. While we're there, this happens. Now, this loss hurt. I lost my starter and it was my fault. I'm so sorry, Skewer. It was my fault and you deserve a lot better. I switched Skewer out for Geico and I decided to fight Mars once again so we can get this nightmare over with. She sends out Flygon, which Crocs was able to destroy with Ice Fang. And for some reason, she sends out Golem, which I was able to one-hit with Surf. Next is her last Pokemon, Gastrodon. I was able to solve it out with Uwu with a combination of Will-O-Wisp, Protect, and Shadow Punch, leading us to a victory. It wasn't as bad as I thought, but I wish I still have Skewer with me. After that, we were told to check up on Trash and Lick Acuity, so of course we do that. We head to Mount Coronet to explore Route 216 and 217, and can I just say, the music here is absolutely phenomenal.
You got a bug?
Can we just appreciate how good the music is in this area?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like I'll say quiet just so we can listen to it. It's so good. After that, we headed to Snow Point City where the next gym is gonna be. We grinded up most of my Pokemon to level 43 and now it's time to face a gym. Nothing much of importance happened when we battled the gym trainer, so let's just skip them and get to the battle with Candice. She sends in Hitmonlee and I send in Uwu so she will miss a high jump kick. She switched into Spinda for some reason when I tried knocking out her Hitmonlee, but a couple of Surfs were able to knock it out. She sends in a Bastiodon for some reason, so I continued using Surf to knock it out. And in comes her last Pokemon, Ninetales. Thankfully it wasn't that bad because Crocs made easy work of it. After that, Candice sent out her Hitmonlee once again and I was finally able to knock it out with Uwu, winning us the Icicle Badge. Now it's time for the long villain arc, so bear with me, this is gonna get really long. When we finally made it to Lake Acuity, after obtaining Rock Climb, we see Trash getting absolutely destroyed in a Pokemon battle because he's pretty bad at it, and we figured out that we have to head to Veilstone City where we could storm the Team Galactic hideout. I was fighting grunts and it was all going good, until this happened. Don't knock it out, no, don't knock it out! What the hell, we got a crit! Please don't knock it out. No, Crocs! No, he crit Crocs also! What the? Now, this is really bad because I don't have any water type Pokemon anymore, and fighting type Pokemon are extremely scary to face with the team I have right now. This was devastating to me also. Crocs has been on my team for a long time, so losing him hurts a lot. But just because I lost 2 members of my team, it doesn't mean I lost a Nuzlocke yet. I have to carry on. I replaced Crocs with Dreaded the Blastoise and I continue to explore the hideout. While we're here, we hear a Shakespearean speech from Cyrus about how imperfect the world is and that he's gonna create a new world in Mount Coronet. Yeah, we gotta stop him. After that, we head backstage to tell Cyrus that his speech sucks and he decides to battle us. He sends out a Muck and I send an Ulo to try knocking it out with Zen Headbutt until he got poisoned. Yeah, I wanted him to finish up the job, but I sent in Sparky to do it instead. He sends out Torterra and I send out Flameo to hopefully knock it out with 1 Flamethrower, and of course he f***ing lives and he hits an Earthquake. At this moment I was in despair because I thought I lost Flameo, but he lived with 4 HP. Flameo, you actual legend. Anyways, I knocked him out with another Flamethrower. Next, I don't know why, but this guy has a Dialga. I sent in Sappy to handle him because I believe my other Pokemon would get absolutely destroyed by this guy. After spamming Discharge, Thunder Wave, and Sonic Boom, I was finally able to knock him out, without losing anyone on my team thankfully, winning us the battle. This battle took so long to complete. Now, it's time for our last battle against Saturn before we head to Mount Coronet to set the Slate Guardians free. This surprisingly wasn't that bad. He first sends out the Oxys, which Zappy was able to knock out with a couple of discharges. He then sends in Blaziken, which is pretty scary. But I was able to knock him out with a couple of swips. I almost lost Flamewheel in the process, but let's just forget about that. He then sends in his last Pokemon, Drifloon, which Zappy once again was able to knock out, winning us the battle. Before heading to Mount Coronet, I decided to pick up Skyward on my team, to make it easier to deal with fighting types. We had to spear Pillars, where we have multiple battles with Team Galactic members, and of course, this happens.
First trademarked by the New York Metropolitan Transportation Authority and is licensed to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Don't do much damage. Don't do much damage! What? No! He got a crit! Oh my... Fail! Stupid. That's so fucking ridiculous. Come on! A crit of another fail! I don't know if that crit mattered, but it sure felt like it did. Great. Now we don't have a water type again. Yay. Grinding over and over again. It's starting to get really annoying. Heck, I don't even know if I'm gonna upload this in time. After me and Trash fought the admins one last time, I headed to the Pokemon Center to replace Dread with Quagsire. Before heading to the Distortion Road, I decided to grind up once again because I'd rather have a full team before I entered. No need to rush me, Cynthia. Yay. More grinding. After what feels like forever, I made my way to the Distortion Road where I did some puzzles and I had my last battle with Cyrus. Let's finish this guy off. Him and his team are actually really annoying. He sends in Wishcash and I send out Geico to finish him off with one Leaf Blade. He sends in Clado and Ditto almost knocked him out with a few Serps, but he switched into Victory Bell. So Flameo made easy work of it and used Flamethrower. I was finally able to finish off Clado with Ditto using Surf. He sends in Hypno, which I was able to use Zappy to spam Discharge to knock it out. And finally, he sends in his last Pokemon, Electivire. And of course, I used Ditto to absolutely destroy him with a couple of Earthquakes, leading us to defeat Team Galactic once and for all. Now, it's time to face the literal Satan of Pokemon. I kinda wish this part was randomized. I just imagine a level 40 Magikarp appearing, but of course not, right? I chucked the Master Ball because there's no way in hell am I gonna battle him. After all that, we head to Professor Rowan's lab to be praised by him for all the hard work. Now, it's time for the final challenge before the Elite Four. We head to Shiny Shore City where the final gym is gonna be. So apparently Volkner was bored of battling bad trainers, so we'll show him up. We'll prove to him that we are in fact a lot better than him. I mean, come on dude, we literally took down a whole evil organization. Where were you, buddy? Anyways, let's put him in his place. The first Pokemon he sends out was Nidoqueen. Surprisingly, she did a crap ton of damage to Ditto, but we were able to knock it out with a couple of Earthquakes. He then sends out Electrode for some odd reason, so I made quick work of it by spamming Surf. He then sends in Walrein, the thickest Walrus I've ever seen. A couple of Discharge from Zappy was able to knock him out. Now it's time for his last Pokemon, Beedrill, his ace Pokemon. Supposedly his strongest Pokemon. I then sent in Skyward, obliterating it and winning us the battle, getting me the Beacon Badge. Hey man, that's what you get for talking trash. We can now finally head to the League 4. On my way there, we explored the Victory Road. Everything's going well, right? Right? You know what, I'm just gonna fast forward this. You got a crit on Skyward? Great, we're back to having a problem with fighting types again. And the worst part is that we're literally so close to the ending of the League 4. It's just so close. I decided to replace Skyward with Owl, the Hoot I reeled in earlier. And with that finally out of the way, it's time for us to finally face the Oh wait, we have another rival battle. And no we don't. Now we can finally face the League 4. We first battle little bug boy Aaron. He sends out Raticate, which I was able to knock out with one Psychic from Owl. He sends out Tyranitar, which Ditto made easy work of. Next he sends in Blossom, which Owl absolutely destroys with Air Slash. Slowbro is next and Zappy made easy work of it with Discharge. And now it's his last Pokemon, Seaking, which Zappy went zip zap and killed it, winning us a battle, and now the first member is down. The next member, Berta, honestly wasn't that bad. She sends out X-Cloud, which Geico was able to knock out with a couple of Leaf Blades. Next is her Gramble, which Owl was able to knock out with a couple of Air Slash. For some reason, she has Regirock, but Ditto was able to destroy it with Surf. Next is Fortress, and he didn't live to see the second round because Flameo was able to knock it out with one Flamethrower. Now it's her final Pokemon, Raichu. Ditto made quick work of it with Earthquake, winning us the battle, and the second member is down. Next is Flint, and the Fire League 4 member sends a Roserade, which Flameo burns into ashes with Flamethrower. Next is Metagross, which I took extra pleasure knocking it out with Ditto using Earthquake. Next is Glalie, that got absolutely destroyed with Zappy with a few Flash Cannons. Now it's Slaking, and this happened.
Uh-oh.
No. Stop. What the? Zappy was able to knock him out, but the Elite 4 just got 10 times harder by losing Ditto. Pissed off, I used Ulo to knock out his last Pokemon, Dragonite, winning us a battle and making the third Elite 4 member down. The last member is Lucian. First he sends out Magmortar, which Ulo dominates by using Earthquake. Next, he sends in his Hariyama. I was able to knock it out with Owl, but damn did close combat do so much. Next is Lunatone, which I was able to knock out with a couple of Leaf Blades from Geico. Next is Metacham, which I was able to knock out with a couple of Aerial Aces. Now is his last Pokemon, Feraligatr. Afraid of Earthquake, I switched into Zappy, and he was able to knock it out with one Discharge, winning us the battle and making that the final member down. Now it's time for her final challenge, the champion of the Sinnoh region, Cynthia. She sends out her Latias, which I don't have anyone to knock it out easily, so I use Zappy to spam Flash Cannons, knocking it out. She sends in Hariyama, and this is where things go downhill. I use Air Slash to try knocking it out, but then this happened. Not looking good. Sent in Flameo to try knocking it out, but she kept healing herself over and over again. I sent out Geico to hit it with Aerial Ace, but then she switched into Kingdra. Thankfully, I was able to knock it out with a couple of Leaf Blades. She sends in Arbok and I used Ulo to knock it out with Earthquake. But of course, before I was able to knock it out, he gets another BS crit! Because of this, I decided to sack him off after using a Zen Headbutt on Hariyama. Hariyama knocks him out with a Wake Up Slap. And of course, she heals up again, making Ulo's death worthless. She sends in Skunk Tank and this happened. Yep, there's absolutely no way I'll win this. Absolutely no way, this is not good. Despite that, Flameo took care of Skunk Tank. But no matter how hard I tried, Cynthia was just too strong for me to beat. And Hariyama sweeps, finishing the battle and leaving me with a loss. This sucks, I actually tried so hard to win this challenge that I didn't even upload this in time. I was planning to, but... oh well. We'll try this again in the future. Am I able to beat a Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke with a randomizer? Right now, no, definitely not. But in the future, let's try it again.